What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL world? How you doing, Division Rivals? This is Stephen Hyder with K-City Sports Channel, the sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. All right, guys. Today's topic, Marquise Goodwin got reverted back to the San Francisco 49ers. I thought they were one of these guys that went through the city change. They did. They're not playing in San Francisco anymore, but they kept their name. Here's the situation, guys. I'm hearing things kind of be reported that, this is it's rare underneath the circumstances. It's not a rare contract move, right? Like, this happens when a guy gets traded and generally speaking, they fail the physical. Kalen Ballage, the running back from Miami, it happened last season with him, where he failed his physical and he had to be reverted back to Miami. I think he eventually, something happened. He didn't play on Miami last season, so something happened, but he did get reverted back originally. So, it's not that rare in my opinion, guys. It happens more than people think. It's just the circumstances surrounding Marquise Goodwin. That's a little weird. Like, was this due to the opt-out? Is this because he opted out of the 2020 season? I don't know the exact wording in the contract, guys. I mean, I would be interested to find out the exact wording, but I haven't seen anything reported in terms of the exact wording of why they were able to revert the contract. I think some interesting storylines here. Like, number one, this is really different from the messaging about a month ago, right? It wasn't really that long ago that Marquise Goodwin had that Instagram live story where he said he was in contract talks with the Philadelphia Eagles. From that situation, he had a live stream that he posted up on his YouTube channel, right? It's where him and his wife were taking their audience basically to their new house. I think it was in Texas. They had a new home constructed there. And he was asked flat out if he was going to play in the 2021 season, and he said, yes, I'm coming back for the 2021 season.
How y'all doing?
Y'all returning to the NFL.
Well,
this year, 100%.
And then he was asked about, are you going to play for the Eagles? Like, where are you playing in the 2021 season? And he was about to get into it when his neighbors and the contractors and stuff kind of interrupted him, and he never got back to that point.
Can you tell about your page? Because you play for Philly now. What's on my About page? Technically, I have neighbors.
But it was a bit ominous as an Eagle fan, because you were like, wait a minute, that should be a layup question here, man. Like, this doesn't require that far of an in-depth explanation here. But apparently it did. And that was kind of the first ominous thing I noticed with him. What I'm wondering is that, was this done in negotiations with San Francisco? Because you got to look at it this way. The Eagles trade off. They don't really trade him off. They revert back the contract. It's almost effectively a trade because the Eagles are gaining a 7th-round pick for a 30-some-year-old wide receiver. They didn't play it down in Philadelphia. And they're getting that $4 million off the books. So, I mean, it's effectively, it's pretty similar to a trade, right? You're gaining a pick. You're getting rid of the player. You're sending him to another team. I guess what I'm beating around the bush to here, guys, is was this done with San Francisco wanting this move to be done? Did they want Marquise Goodwin back? So the Eagles were like, well, we can do that for you. That's a pretty easy thing, man. We'll just revert the contract. It's going to cost you guys a 7th-round pick, and you're going to have to take on this contract and work it out when you get him there. I mean, I think that's in the realm of possibility. I will definitely say that from watching Marquise Goodwin's content, there have been a lot of people that have basically, a lot of fans from the 49ers that kept asking him, are you coming back? Are you coming back? Are you coming back? Are you coming back? So, I mean, something must have been going on within their own little news cycle there, where there was maybe some suspicion that he might be potentially back with the 49ers. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is. That's what happened. The bigger news of the day, though, guys, is that the Eagles got back to 0, balance, even with the cap, right? As of today, we are even with the cap. It's not being fully reported because the paperwork hasn't been filed with the NFL in terms of what happened with Brandon Graham's contract and Jake Elliott's contract. So those are the two outstanding contracts that have to, $14 million had to come out of those two contracts. We don't know exactly what's going on here yet, guys. We don't know the exact percentages of who lost what, where, how they reworked this stuff yet, guys. We'll find that all out today. Bottom line is, though, is that we're even. Now we're on to the task of, before we can even really sign a free agent, before we can really get ready to get to the 2021 NFL Draft, we must create cap space. And there's only so many players left to create said cap space, guys. Not a hard thing to figure out what's going to have to happen going forward, guys, right? Zach Ertz, the whole Zach Ertz questions here. Right now, we really can't be as manipulated as easily anymore because we're at least at the cap. They can't really manipulate us here with Zach Ertz like they were before. When we were over the cap, and teams knew we wanted to get rid of this player, like, we can let him play on an $8 million contract, to be quite honest. I wouldn't advise it. I'd still try to trade him. But in theory, the Eagles can let him play out that contract. Outside of that, guys, there's a whole situation with Derek Barnett. Are they going to really let this guy play on a $10 million contract? Are they going to cut him? Or are they going to take whatever they can get from him in a trade? I still think that, Derek Barnett, when healthy, and I know that's, like, you can't say when healthy if they're not healthy. I get it. But let's just say when he's healthy, he's been a top 50 pressure guy. If you can get top 50 pressure rates out of a guy like Derek Barnett, you're going to be doing pretty well. I still don't think that's worth, unless you're going to be consistently a top 50 pressure guy. I think it's argumentative about the $10 million, but as some of you guys stated in the last video I did, like, to be fair, the value's only going up for pass rushers. It's not going to go down. So, trying to reset the market's going to be kind of tough with a young pass rusher. I get what you guys are saying, and there's merit to what you're saying, but I don't think that I would let him play at $10 million, man. I think you got to find a way of getting him to come back down to reality, of bringing that number down with a potential spike in the following years, working on an extension with him to where you can make that number spike in the following years. I just don't think it's a good idea to go in a guy on his 5th-year option thinking that at the next year, like, I don't know, like, then you're just hoping, like, hey, we'll overpay you the following year to get you under contract. It just, I don't like the feel of that, guys. I mean, I guess you're hoping that maybe he'll fall in love with Gannon's scheme and the system and Tracy Rocker, his position coach, and then he'll really want to be here in Philadelphia for the long term. I don't know, guys. It seems like a big gamble, big risk to me. But yeah, that's it, guys. I'll have some free agency videos coming up for you guys. I'll talk a little bit more about available free agent safeties and corners and linebackers. I'll keep kind of doing that. I'm going to keep bargain bin bringing guys up. Guys, I'll bring up some vets, too, that could potentially, if they make it through day 1 and they're in day 2, then we're talking about different level contracts. So there are some really good veteran corners out there, for example, but you got to see these guys make it through the first wave because you're not going to be able to get them on the first wave because they're veterans, they're good, they're going to make money. If they make it through the first wave, now we might be in play. Now we might be in play for what's going on, right? So I'll get to that video, guys, in time. So with nothing else really to bring to you guys today, I appreciate y'all. If y'all want to support the channel, don't forget, you can buy me a cup of coffee. Link is in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and if you're not subscribed, please hit that subscription button. And that's it, guys. That's the news for this morning. I will have you a draft profile video done. I'm going to try to do one of these running back videos as well. I'm going to keep doing the draft profiles for running back. So, all right, guys. I'll see y'all in the next video.